All right, guys, so it is the next day, and I'm going to do part 2 of this Q&A. We're going to try to keep it under 10 minutes like the last video, and my camera did legit die. Sometimes I forget to record it or forget to charge it, and yeah, those are the consequences. It just dies on me. But I left you off with the last question by Firefox, and here is the question on repeat. Just wondering, will you go on a steroid cycle again? I think that if you made a series of videos of your cycle progression, it will blow up. You have knowledge that would help people do it safely if they wanted to. The next generation are currently being told to take 1 gram of test every week by Boston Lloyd, not promoting safe drug use whatsoever. I'm in the UK, so steroid possession for personal use is legal here. Not sure of the laws regarding PEDs in Florida. I'd love to see the results also. You know how to lift and eat, it would be sickening. Now, if I plan to do a series on steroid cycling, let me just throw this out there right now. I do run testosterone on and off yearly, and I don't stack any steroids with that. Now, I can't make a series on steroid cycling because it's not legal here in the US, and I don't cycle multiple steroids. I just use testosterone, and I don't run anything higher than 500 mgs a week. Now, I don't run stacks because my goals have changed to what I really want to be. I used to want to be like a huge jacked bodybuilder, but it's just not what I really want to do. I really don't want to pay the amount of money to get to that next level. Genetics do play a huge role if your body can tolerate high amounts of steroid use. My last series where I talked about my steroid cycle, I actually got flagged for that because I guess YouTube doesn't like that. I'm sure that, you know, it would be very, very knowledgeable for my viewers and what I've used and, you know, my experience on how, you know, my body responds to it, but I'm not allowed to do that, YouTube policies. Okay, I have a question from DeJam7T. Hi, Nate. Do you have a regular 9-to-5 job, and do you go to college? Yes, I do have a regular 9-to-5 job. It's not 9 to 5, but they actually work with me for my school schedule. So when I come into the fall semester, like, my whole schedule is going to change again because they're very lenient for me on my schooling. Plus all the studying I have to do, especially for this semester. I'm taking anatomy, physiology, lab. I have a group of classes. This semester is really going to be hectic, but I really want to close out my time here at Broward College so I can move on to a different school. A second part of the question is also, what are your career goals in life? Exactly right now, I don't know. It's been changing over and over, but I'd like to do something with exercise physiology, like maybe be a strength and athlete coach. That's what I've kind of wanted to do, moving on to exercise physiology. But, you know, things change. I just, like, right now, I'm just trying to learn everything I possibly can about how the body works, and it's just amazing, like how you build muscle, food, everything like that. Also, I do want to take classes for nutrition. I have not yet to do that, but FAU doesn't offer those classes. So if I really wanted to do something with nutrition, I'd have to go to FIU, which is an hour away, which is out of the question, very inconvenient for me. So I am taking exercise physiology probably next semester at FAU. Okay, here's a question from Tomic949. Thoughts on intermittent fasting for shredding? Congrats on 10K. Thank you. My opinion or my thoughts on intermittent fasting, right, honestly, it's just really convenience. I feel that regardless, whenever you're going to do cardio throughout the day, you're going to burn that amount of calories, period. It doesn't matter if you eat before intermittent fasting. It doesn't matter if you eat after intermittent fasting. It's really what you prefer. My whole thing is, if you enjoy eating a larger amount of foods in a shorter period of time, intermittent fasting is kind of for you, because what people tend to do is, if they intermittent fast, they like to save the majority of the calories later on throughout the day so they don't feel so hungry at night, which is when people most likely crave foods. So I do sometimes do that on certain days. Sometimes I won't eat a huge breakfast, but I'll have a protein shake, a couple fruits, and then it's not really intermittent fasting since I do have calories in my body. But I'm saving the majority of my calories for later on throughout the day. So, because for me, I love to sleep full. So yeah, it's just really preference. If you enjoy intermittent fasting, you know, I honestly don't think you're gonna burn fats more if you do intermittent fasting or eat calories all throughout the day. Question from Dennis Cunningham. Are you and Matt Stoney going to challenge each other soon? We will see. We will see. I have something coming up. I can't really say yet, but it's for sure that's going to happen. So in a couple, maybe a month or two, it's going to happen. So stay tuned for that one. I'm really excited about that. But as time progresses, I'll eventually unravel what's going to happen. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. I got a question from Felipe Garcia. What's your macros after a competition? I think you mean food challenge because I haven't done any competitive eating competitions yet. But my macros, so obviously, you know, on the day of, I don't technically, or I haven't for the past challenges gone into a challenge of completely fasted. What I've been doing is taking 2 protein shakes in the morning and drinking, you know, a ton of water to kind of stretch out my stomach, and then have probably a Greek yogurt, something not huge, something that's not whole foods, something that's like kind of liquid, or something that's going to be easy digested. Because for me, it tends to, if I don't eat anything the morning of a challenge, I get crazy hungry, and I don't like to go into a challenge like completely starving. I want to be hungry, but not completely starving. But the macros after the challenge, you know, I'm not going to eat for the rest of the day. Depending on how big the challenge was, I might have like, you know, a Arctic Zero or something like that the night, or some Jello or something like that. But the next day, I usually go to the gym after a protein shake and some water, maybe a fruit, almost identical to the day of a challenge. And then I go to the gym, work out, maybe do about an hour of cardio, and then my macros pretty much get cut in half for the rest of the day. So my macros pretty much are around 3,000 a day, depending on how much activity I do. But I probably aim for maybe, you know, 2,000, maybe 1,500 after I train, and just eat until I feel good. Nothing crazy. Got a question from Gunner2123. Did you always have such a big appetite? I have. I used to be overweight when I was young. I think before 9th grade, yeah, I used to get picked on for being, you know, fat. My sister used to call me Fat Boy, or people used to call me Fat Boy. I guess that was my nickname. But yeah, I've always had a large appetite. When I was young, I used to literally watch tons of TV, play tons of games, and walk to the kitchen every 5-10 minutes looking for something to eat. And that was kind of like a habit for me. I would just go into the pantry, take whatever, shove it in my mouth, and then just go back and watch TV or play games, go back in the pantry, and it was a repetitive thing. And I just didn't really have a cap out on my capacity for food. So yes, I've always had a pretty big appetite. And I guess now, since, you know, I know that I have a big appetite, I've just kind of been utilizing that with food challenges and whatnot. But yeah, so I guess, yeah. Okay, I have a question from Darian12345. Nate, very serious question. Your profile pic is you flexing, shredded as fuck. After your food challenges, how long does it take you to get back to that level of shred? I did a 10,000 calorie food challenge, and it took me like a week to get back my full abs. What kind of cardio ab training do you do? You never post videos of those. Thanks for answering the question, brah. So, you know, after food challenges, obviously I'm going to be bloated and retain tons of water. But for me to be that shredded to where, you know, my abs and my obliques are coming out, it'll probably take me like a week or two of constantly dieting and training, because I still have abs, but, you know, obviously they're not shredded like that profile pic. I think I was weighing maybe 198 or 203 in that pic. Not really sure, but it doesn't really take me long. I can lose fat really, really quickly. I guess my body's adapted to all the training I do. And I think once you've been that lean, it's really easy to pull fat off. At least for me it is. And my cardio and ab training, I don't do any abs directly. I do every now and then maybe, but it's not something I do consistently. Cardio, I like to do cardio every single day. On Sundays, I do an hour of cardio, but I don't do no resistance training. And I do maybe a little bit of ab work depending on how I feel, but I don't do any anything that's going to, technically it's a rest day for me. So just a little bit of abs and cardio. For cardio, I do about 20 to 25 minutes of cardio every single day before my workout. I enjoy doing that. I mentioned this into a previous video because it kind of gets my body going and it makes me feel good and gets me in the it gets my heart rate up and gets me motivated to start working out. All right, so my camera is going to turn off in just a second because my camera overheats. I do need to buy another camera, and I am going to probably this week because this is kind of irritating, especially when it comes to food challenges, that it overheats. So I guess we're gonna do a part 3 because I can't get to all these questions. I really want to. But yeah, so stay tuned for part 3 and stay tuned for another video that I'm going to do today. So, or you'll probably see it tomorrow, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Gonna redo a food challenge that I did in the past, but I'm gonna try to do it under an hour, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching and see you guys in part 3.